What's up? All right, so in today's video, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about what I believe they mean when they say to let go. And I'm gonna tell you what it really means, not the fake way that they're saying it. I think you follow me, right? If not, I'll explain it more clearly. So stay tuned, you don't wanna miss this. Hi everyone, it's Kim Velez, Conscious Life and Success Coach, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. So before we dive in deep, if you feel like you need additional support, I have so many different ways you can work with me. I have self-guided courses, how to manifest your SP back and keep him for good, or them for good, I should say. I also have You Are the Prize. This 29 video or day course is all about your self-concept when it comes to love. I also have, a paid Facebook group, email coaching. I have Zoom monthly coaching as well as one-on-ones. You can find all the info on my website, which is below because my website is done and it looks pretty good. So I'm really excited. All right, so we know that in the law of attraction community, they really talk a lot about this concept of attachment is the root of all suffering. And I don't agree with that, okay? So I'm gonna give you my interpretation of what I think they mean, and obviously it's been taken out of context, and then tell you the real deal, and at least in my opinion, in my world. So when we look at the root of suffering is not about attachment. It's about the story that you're attached to about whatever it is that you want to manifest. So why do people emotional suffer? Well, people emotional suffer because of their perspective, their viewpoint, what they're assuming, what they're thinking, what they're focusing on, what is going on in their mind, the story that is on autoplay in their mind. If it's not a favorable story about themselves or about someone in their life or their life in general, then you're going to fucking feel like shit. You're going to have high emotions, you're going to feel miserable, and you're definitely going to emotionally suffer. So it's not the fact that you have a desire, you have something you would prefer to manifest into your reality, and that because you want this desire, that if you think about it, that is the root of suffering. No, the fuck it's not. The root of suffering is the story that says that you have attached to your manifestation, to your desire, that implies somewhere that you're not worthy of it, that you can't have it, that it's not yours. That is the emotional suffering, or that it doesn't want you. So in order to start understanding this stuff and getting out of this law of attraction mindset that really has tricked us and kept us from our power, is to really understand you implementing what I'm talking about, right? So this is where you have to pay attention to your thoughts and understand, what is my perspective? What is my viewpoint? What is my story that I am holding on to about myself? What is my story that I'm holding on to about whatever it is in my life that I want to experience? And if I feel like shit, if I have all this emotional suffering, it's because I have this story that's playing. This story that says I can't get what I want, this story that says I have no power, this story that says that I'm being rejected, this story that says that, good luck doesn't happen to me, it happens to everyone else, this story that says other people can have what I want, but not me. And we know that's bullshit. If someone in life can have or has something that you fucking want, you can fucking have it too. There's no reason why you can't unless you have a story that says the reasons why you can't, okay? So really letting go is letting go of that attachment to the version of you that doesn't have what they want, and letting go of the attachment of your SP, the version of them that isn't favorable, or the version of a story in your life that says you can't get something and has a litany of fucking reasons why you can't have these things, okay? So that is what it is. So it isn't letting go of wanting something. It's letting go of the story that says you can't have what you want. And this is what people need to do. So how do you do this? Well, first and foremost, you have to pay attention to your thought process. You really do, because you have to start understanding that your thoughts create your reality, and feelings follow thoughts. So when you're feeling a certain way, if it's not favorable and you're emotionally suffering, it's because you're still too attached, invested, and holding on to a story internally that is making you feel this over and over again. So you have to be aware of your thinking so that you can change the story, and then you start focusing your mind on the story that's more pleasing to you, or a story that you would like to experience. And then what happens is the more you practice it, your feelings will start to shift naturally on their own to the version of you that has what they want and to the version of the story where you're experiencing what it is that you want. So we don't have to fucking let go of anything except the old shit, the old versions, the old stories, the old attachments, because those keep us stuck in that old reality where we don't have what we want. And part of this is when you're manifesting too, or consciously manifesting, I should say, and a lot of people get stuck in, I'm going to do like a two-part thing here where I'm going to throw in some extra information, but people really tend to struggle with just letting things unfold. And you're going to find yourself throughout this process where you're still in that version of you that's trying to affirm to get evidence in the 3D to make you feel better. And when you're in that version, it's hard to sustain that. And you'll start seeing this is still a lot of effort, this still is annoying, this isn't working, it shouldn't be this hard, things like that. So that story right there is going to keep you emotionally suffering, but it's also an indicator to let you know that you're really not in the wish-fulfilled version of yourself, and you're not trusting that it is done, because you don't have to micromanage every fucking step of the way if you are really focusing on the end version of who you are having what you want and the end version of the person or experience that you want to have in your, in the manifestation in your 3D. And this is what all of this practice is about. It's about changing you, changing your perspective of the people in your life, changing your perspective of stories in your life, changing your perspective of who you are in your life, and redirecting that over and over, knowing it is done, knowing it is to be, knowing that it will unfold because you are so powerful, since you are the operant power of your reality, that all you have to do is focus and persist in that focus of these new stories that are actually what you prefer to experience, and you persist in that, letting it unfold, knowing it will conform. And when you're especially dealing with an SP, and they're coming in hot and cold, this is what trips a lot of people up. Instead of going to the version of you of living in the wish fulfilled, knowing it's all right, I don't really got to force this. I'm not going to give this 3D version too much energy and focus because I'm going to go within where my power is. And I know the more I persist in that old version of this person falls back. And I'm going to get more and more of the version I want until some point I got it all from this person. So this is the work to do, and the longer you do this, the less work it should feel like. Like, I know for me personally, it doesn't really feel like a lot of effort at all. It's literally just me focusing my mind and me giving myself the fucking answer and the solution of who I am in the wish fulfilled, knowing it's here. I'm already experiencing it, whatever it is that I want, and living with it in my mind and feeling a part and being that version of myself. So the more I persist in that, the 3D has to catch up. And this is, I say this all the time, but this is why I personally don't care about time, because I go within and I connect to me and the reality and the versions of people that I desire, so that I am constantly living and dwelling more in that state that I am in the version of me that isn't experiencing in the 3D whatever it is that I want. And that's how I always get what I want. So I don't ever worry about time, because I have manifested so much in my life with SPs, money, career, friends, life, moving, houses, all kinds of things, abundance, that I just know that I'm always going to get what I want. So I trust in the unfolding. I trust in the unseen. I trust in knowing that I don't have to let go of my desire. I just have to let go of the old story, the old attachments that say that I can't get this, that it's not good for me, that it's too hard, or it doesn't want me. So pay attention to how you think of yourself in regards to your manifestation, right? That's your self-concept. Think of, if you're focusing on an SP, which version are you focusing on dominantly? Are you letting it unfold naturally? Are you using your solution where you keep going into your mind, into the 4D reality, anytime you feel like you're missing something, or you start feeling emotionally suffering because there's a story running dominantly in that moment that says you're not getting what you want, and accessing yourself as the operant power, because you fucking are. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.